affiliate, especially new affiliate, it's gonna be tough out there, right? And you have to think outside the box. You have to get creative, you know? The hard truth is, and I hate to say this, you will have to break some rules and go aggressive, because otherwise, 90% of the time, if you're just gonna run about it, because it's not gonna work. Any business is a relationship business. You kind of have to master your networking skills and apply them. If somebody's new in this industry, they're gonna have a shiny object syndrome, you know? Don't do like 10 things, because then the chances are you're just gonna dilute your attention and dilute yourself. Unless you keep evolving and thinking outside the box, nothing stays like this in life. It either goes up or it goes down. And which one are you gonna choose? You can't just solely like focus on money. You have to focus on what you're good at and excel at it, and money will always follow it. When you hit like a good campaign, don't feel like it's gonna be always like that forever and start spending money like that. Be frugal. As a business owner, you have to manage your finances well. If you don't manage your finances, you're screwed. Goodbye.
Get ready to level your shit up with the LFG Show. We travel the globe to bring you heavy hitters from all walks of life. We've been talking some serious business, from the best digital marketers, government contracting experts, to top athletic and celebrity doctors. We've got it all covered. We're talking to guys who've cashed in for billions with a B. And the best thing is, we're just getting started. So hold on tight. We're about to crank it up a notch. Get ready for next level networking and masterminds within the LFG community. Scared money don't make no money or honey. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and let's fucking go. Boom! We're here. Last day of Colombiacon, Medellin. I'm with Denys Gonchar. This guy's a fucking legend. Been doing big things in both e-com and lead gen. Just an all-around great guy. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a long time. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
Let's get this shit going.
Cheers, bro.
We got a Colombiacon theme margarita cups here. Yeah, let's start the shit off with a bang. So, we've known each other for a while, right? We met at Geek Out. I think that was 2020.
We've known each other for quite a time.
For a very long time, yeah. And when I first met you, you know, I was starting to really ramp up with solar, and you were doing solar. There weren't a lot of people doing it back then, man.
No, that was the golden days of solar for sure.
Yeah.
And that was, I think that was actually when I definitely switched from e-com to solar and auto.
Yeah.
Those are the good days.
God. Yeah, you had told me you did e-com, and the thing at that Geek Out back then, it was more like e-com centric. There weren't a lot of lead gen guys there, so I was like surprised and happy to meet you.
Still a lot of great heavy hitters there, and you know, it's a lot of great information. It's, you know, it's cross applicable. A lot of this strategies, you know, like just even like Colombiacon today, you know, we talk about calls, we talk about VSLs, Nutra, you know, but hey, media buying on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you know, it's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
So
for sure, and that's what I like about talking. You're an OG. You've been doing this for a while. You're not too old.
8 years or something.
Yeah, 8 years. And we were talking on our ride here about you did the transition. How do you transition from lead gen to e-com successfully? And what's your advice on that, or vice versa?
Well,
yeah.
So like think about it this way: like e-com, Nutra. So anything that a person has to go and put in their credit card, they're gonna be like slightly hesitant. It's not like, you know, like this. It's, you gotta warm them up to it. You know, you gotta create that, like, you know, emotional kind of value for them, you know, and it's gonna be an impulse purchase, you know, but your funnel, your creative, your landing page, they're probably gonna be like a longer format. So you'll probably have a video like maybe 6 minutes long, you know, when in lead gen, it's gonna be like max 2-3 minutes maybe, right? Or like landing page, you know, like in lead gen, it's a lot of it is just, you know, headline, like 2 paragraphs and then click here. When in like e-com, you know, it has to be like a way longer format to warm people up to it. So it was definitely an easier switch to answer your question, because because it was a lot less, you know, work to, you know, make creatives. But the strategy is still there, because it still kind of follows same psychology, you know, that the psychological journey you take persona It just lead gen is going to be more like impulsive, and they're not, they're not paying for it, directly through their credit card. So it's way easier. And that switch was pretty good actually at the time. And honestly, the biggest thing, the reason why the switch at that time is because with affiliate ecom, for whatever reason, accounts would end up going down. And it would be like, okay, I'm running 20, 30, 50 accounts. And it's like, shit, just BM just went down, 10 accounts went down.
Yeah.
Or this got it was just never ending thing. And then when started running like auto and solar, it's like, oh my God, I can run it like an account's not going down, like, and it's still really good ROI. So yeah, that was a pleasant switch in the moment.
Yeah, and you've done it successfully. We're talking over here about long form versus short form, how one better for one area versus another. Can you talk more about that as well?
Yeah, so of course. So listen, for like, I mean, I kind of already mentioned it. So anything to do with lead gen, and actually for lead gen, I tested both long form and the short form creatives. I'm talking about landing pages and videos, and I split tested it, and short form actually works better than long form. Like you don't have to hard sell people on putting in their their information. You just kind of have to be like problem solution, right? Maybe throw some testimonials in there, create some scarcity. But you also use those tactics in ecom, but it's still like you don't need to hard sell them on plugging that in. When in having somebody trust you, they gonna need to spend some time with you, right? Like in order to give you their credit card information. So that's why long form definitely works way better for any like gadgets, like affiliate gadget offers, for example, or even Nutra. I mean, those VSLs, dude. Like those VSLs are like 40 minutes long. And then what happens after? I don't know if you ever tried to go through one of those funnels.
No, I never go through. I'll get after 5 minutes, I'm out, man. But
I did though, because I love dissecting that stuff. And so what happens after 40 minutes to an hour of the VSL? The upsell is going to be another 40-minute VSL.
Wow.
The second upsell is going to be another like 15-minute VSL, and the third upsell is going to be a long form landing page.
Man.
So they're stuck on that funnel for 2+ hours.
I never knew that.
And that's why it works.
Yeah.
That's why they get like $250 AOV on those products that start with like $69.
Man.
So
yeah, that's incredible. And you were also talking about, using your tools correctly, comments, all this stuff, like stuff that I never freaking thought about, because I'm not really in that world.
Yeah. So look, as an affiliate, especially new affiliate, it's going to be tough out there, right? And you have to think outside the box. You have to get creative, The hard truth is, and I hate to say this, that most of the time, like if you run through a network, you will have to break some rules and go aggressive, because otherwise, 90% of the time, if you're just going to run about it, because it's not going to work. But then, again, think outside the box, right?
Yeah.
How can you monetize? How can you add more revenue, right? Well, one way is basically just go direct with whoever the offer owner is. You instantly just gain 20%, extra, because that's probably what network takes anyway. And then you talk to them. They're people. They want your business, right? So negotiate better deals and negotiate better payouts. Maybe try GPC, things like that with them. But any business is a relationship business at the end of the day. So you kind of have to master your networking skills and apply them, and thinking outside the box, So, but now this is one way, right, to add revenue basically and go, because cleaner is always going to be more sustainable and better in the long run. Plus, if you're going directly, you're like with the offer owner, for example, whether it's lead gen or a brand, for example, right? You're actually going to create a enterprise value for a company, because like if you go, for example, with big lead gen buyer, right? You have a contract with them. That contract has, it's an asset to your company now.
Yeah, for sure.
When otherwise you're just arbitraging.
Yeah.
And there's not really any, business value in arbitrage.
Yeah, it's also up and down, so volatile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then another way you can add revenue, it's something I figured out like probably like 2020 or something. And I realized how much freaking revenue I lost by not doing it before. So it is comment monetization. So like, for example, like on Facebook, because that's what I've ran past 8 years. So I know it like back of my hand. So one thing you can do, there's like a great software. It's called Napoleon. I have no affiliation with them, so I just use them. That's it, and pay the money. But one great thing that you can set up rules to auto reply to your basically you're on traffic, right? People are gonna comment on it. Reply to those comments, right? And you reply to like, hey, to find out more, click here, and it's gonna be the offer. So that works well. It worked extremely well for refi, insanely well. It worked insanely well for loans. It works great for that. Funny story how this started was actually, I remember like it was like Friday night, and me and my girlfriend were just sitting there. Hi Susie.
What up, Susie?
We're just sitting there, and I'm like, yo, so like where we're going for dinner. 20 minutes passes by. She's still on her phone. I'm like, hey, so where we going for dinner? She's like, I don't know. I'm like reading reviews right now on Yelp. I'm like, you read those? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do you like when you on Facebook, do you like read comments too? She's like, yeah, everyone does. I'm like, wait, I don't? So I went through my ads, and I'm like, fuck, I wouldn't trust myself. Like if I saw my own ad, this is like people talk all sorts of stuff in there. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I was like, okay, I gotta like get on that and filter it. So by doing that, it actually, I've noticed, okay, first of all, much better conversion rate because there's no dirty comments anymore. Number two, it actually lowers your CPMs because it's more, I mean, there's more click-through rate again, like there's better engagement there. And number three, when you're replying to your people that comment on your, sponsored posts and ads that you run, it's a meaningful engagement. And look, Facebook, Meta, it's all about meaningful engagement. That's like their motto, basically. Like they want people to meaningfully connect on that platform, right? And if you, as as an affiliate, but as a Facebook page that's running the ad is engaging back with people that comment on it, it naturally is gonna help your like lower your CPM, CPCs. And by replying, and obviously, like, look, it's not gonna work if you're running like $1,000 of revenue a day. Like you might get some conversions here and there, but if you're running a lot of traffic, it's a no-brainer, man. There was like the year I made like $500,000 free money.
Wow,
just from comments.
Wow, serious shit.
That's when I was like, oh my God, why didn't I do it sooner? It works great. It works on gadgets, especially for some reason during holidays. Like it works in lead gen verticals very well too. So, and that's another way to add like revenue back to your business, and kind of make up for those margins.
Yeah, and the algorithm, it helps with the algorithm. Facebook recognizes that.
Yeah, because you're actually engaging with people.
Yeah, and I love that you said it because there's so many crumbs we leave behind, as a media buyer, as a business owner, and how do you harness some of that, right?
Here's another way that you can do it. I mean, you can literally, like for example, like you're running traffic to one offer, and people go to, let's say, watch the video, they go to a landing page, right? Let's say landing page pre-qualifies them, right? And then they go to either call down the number or go to the offer page, which you could do. You could also just simply add the script that will redirect that page.
Wow.
So the page stays open. It just, the new, the offer is going to be in the new tab, but you can literally put in the script that will redirect that page to a listicle afterwards, let's say, right? And then there's going to be some revenue that's going to come in there because you already paid for that click, right? And you're only going to monetize it one way if you send it to an offer. But then if you actually, add some more stuff to it, that offer people, like same way as upsells, right? If you were just selling the product, you would just sell that product. But if you offer something else, somebody else might buy, right? Your AOV goes up. So that's another way to add revenue. So you just got to get creative there. Got to think outside the box. You got to treat it as a business. Because at the end of the day, it is a business.
And then you're going to have those ups and downs. So when you're hot, you got to press the gas like a gambler. Shit is good. Double down, do whatever you got to do because you never know. You might lose a verdict. Solar goes down. This happens. This product's not hot anymore. These are little things that help you weather those storms and reinvest.
You know what, man? In my experience, like I said, I'm very much your classic affiliate, but I'll go where the money is and I'll find a really good offer or maybe partner with somebody and I'll just hammer that offer. you know, and scale the crap out of it. Yeah, and that's a good way, because like if you, especially like for example, like if somebody's new in this industry, they're gonna have a shiny object syndrome. You know, you're gonna go there. But the reality is, like, you can just, it's best to have, like, if you're like one person, it's best to focus on just one thing, you know, and just kind of crack it, and maybe even hire somebody to run that vertical and then move on to the next one. But do one thing at a time. Don't do like 10 things, you know, because then the chances are you're just going to dilute your attention and dilute yourself.
Yeah.
In that.
And we're here at the Mastermind Colombiacon, right? And that was one of the big themes here. I mean, we have Ankur, flight. He only focuses on flight calls, right? And he's going deep into flight calls. And then now he's doing other stuff with vacations and hotels, whatever. But it's all really the travel vertical, right? We had the guy here with doing Nucho, the Athletic Greens, $200 million a year in ad spend, right? Crazy shit like that. But
Robbie's awesome.
Yeah, crazy. Did you know what Robbie before this?
Surprisingly, yes.
Wow. That's crazy. No, I never, that's what I like about it. Is like, there's people here that you don't find at the shows that we're here, and like you pick their brain, you get some information. It was just fucking crazy. But exactly goes to what you were saying, you know, going deep, don't get that shiny object syndrome, man, and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And then, you know, and going back to like going more like, look, like you can also, let's just say there's an offer, you cracked it, right? If it's a new offer, not many people are running it. If it's through a network, let's say, reach out directly, you know, reach out directly to the offer owner and just be like, hey, I have the capability of scaling the crap out of it, but I want to take it private.
Yeah.
So I don't want anyone else competing with it.
Yeah.
And you can do that, you know, that's another way to be, again, good businessman, good biz dev, and be open-minded to it, to like different ways of doing things, you know. You can also and this is, I've actually seen that happen before, where a lot of people like will have great brand, let's just say even on Amazon, right? And they're crushing it. But maybe they hired, because there's so many just, you know, crappy agencies out there that charge 20% of ad spend, you know, and whatever. But in reality is they'll make branded ads. They don't understand direct response. But if you do get that part direct response piece very well, you can find those brands that perhaps doing well through organic channels, but maybe they never be able to crack maybe they never been able to crack the what's called paid direct response channel. So what you could do is just reach out to them and just be like, listen, I think you have a great product. I'm pro direct response. Here's my styles. Here's what I've done. Why don't we do this? I'll throw in my own money and run traffic to your page. I'll make creatives and everything. So run it basically as an affiliate. But if we hit certain milestones, you'll give me equity in your company. And that's one way. Another way to build a business. And some people do that.
That's huge, right? I want the audience to rewind that part, because that's fucking huge, where you said that creative deal structuring.
Yeah.
That's outside the box, right? That's what most people just want to run CPO or rev share or whatever, but you're looking at a way to get more meat off that bone is what you're saying.
Yeah. So, you know, and listen, I wasn't born this way. So it hasn't always been this way, but I've done it for 8 years. You know, it's very up and down again. But unless you keep evolving and thinking outside the box, nothing stays like this in life. It either goes up or it goes down. And which one are you going to choose?
Yeah.
But don't stay consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, stay consistent, but don't stay on the same line. Don't plateau.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing it up.
Yeah.
Age data. There's only a few months left of this.
A lot of different ways to monetize data. Data is a very broad term. There's a lot more money in it. You already spent the money. Let's just say it cost you $10 for a Medicare lead. You make $1 million in sales, you really only made $100,000.
And you might not get paid by your advertiser.
What if I can get an extra 50 cents, $1, $2, $3 per lead in perpetuity? What does that do to my marketing campaign? What does that do for the stress of the profits of my company? A percentage or two at those kind of numbers are huge as moving the needle. So for us, what I love about age data, the hard part's already been done. Now it's just the revenue left for your company. What would the extra $10, $20, $30,000 a week do for your business?
Absolutely.
All of our big partners are making hundreds of thousands, if not millions a year with us. They're never going to have this gold rush again.
That's great. That's all great information. And this fucking past few days was great. I mean, just hearing people, guys like you that have been doing this. I mean, obviously you learn, you know, scale fast, fail fast kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, to be honest, I mean, well, as media buyers, we always have like little masterminds, kind of mini masterminds, different Skype, Telegram, whatever groups with our buddies, friends that we exchange information and everything. But this is a great event in person, number one, where, you know, it's just straight up only media buyers, right? It's a good bonding experience. You know, it's not like going to ASC where there is just lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know,
Too
it's
much stuff going on.
small knit group.
Yeah.
And it's easier to establish those bonds with people, you know, and trust each other in a setting like this. And actually, you know, as media buyers, and it doesn't matter, again, like, doesn't matter if we do calls, leads, or, you know, Nutra or Eco Gadgets, whatever. We're still utilizing the same traffic channels, right? We're still paying for traffic.
Yeah.
We're still running YouTube, whatever, Facebook. And we still have the same problems, right? So you can sit there and solve it yourself, or we can have 25 brains in a circle brainstorming that problem. And we're going to get way further that way as a community.
And what I liked about yesterday, someone would say something, and then it's like a light bulb going, popcorn going, pop, pop, pop. And this guy says this person says, oh, I have that same problem. And it was just amazing. It was beautiful to watch. Like it was organic, right? And it's such a beautiful feeling to see that happen.
Yeah. And to be honest, look, honestly, if it wasn't for, I think my friends in the industry, you know, other affiliates, and I don't think I would ever make it. You know, it's, you can't just sit there and by yourself just figure things out. You have to socialize. It's a great way to, like, you know, sometimes you sit there and ponder an idea, but then, and it just doesn't come to you. And then you literally start sharing that idea with somebody out loud, and it just clicks in your brain.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those things.
Yeah. Or you hear it from in a different way, or like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Here's somebody else's perspective.
Yeah.
Or maybe they already had that problem. They solved it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, which usually is the case.
Yeah.
You know, if there's a problem, somebody probably already solved it. You just have to find that person.
Yeah. I talk a lot about collapsing time frames, right? And it's so important. You know, life is short. We don't get this. You can make money. We can figure out, right? There's a lot of out there, but your time, you can't get that time back. So when you get with a group of people that have experience, have done it, that made fucking mistakes, but learn from the mistakes, and you put them together in one room, that's ultimate time collapse, man.
That's very, very, very powerful.
Yeah. That's a beauty of it, man, and that's great. So, you know, we're talking about different shows. Like what are this? I feel like you've, I mean, you go to a lot of different shows, right? And like, what's the one that you feel like you get the most benefit out of? Because there's so many of them out there.
I mean, shows. I want to call them shows. I mean, it's just
conferences, whatever.
Look, every conference I go to, I'm pretty much probably gonna see the same people.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I consider vast majority of them my really good friends. You know, I genuinely care about these guys. You know, they're genuinely my friends, and you know, we have very similar personalities, and it makes sense why we're friends. So I actually go to see my friends more so, and then obviously it creates certain masterminds out of it, you know, and perhaps some business relationships and stuff. So, I mean, to answer your questions, I wouldn't say that there is like one favorite show. It just matters who you go with, right? So yeah.
I see so many of them, man. It's the masterminds, everything, and you're like you love what you do, right? And getting together everybody, that's how you help. You have like mini masterminds at the shows, is what it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, it's a networking business, man.
It is
at the end of the day. So you have to network.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't travel nearly as much as you. You're like in two places at the same time. I don't know how you do it. So.
It's awesome. So we're both in Miami, right? I mean, I know you were in, up like northern Miami, Delray area. Now you're in Miami, man. How's that benefited you? How's your benefit? Like, I feel like Miami's is great for networking. It's just fucking fantastic.
Well, I just literally moved like 3 weeks ago, but I mean, I lived there, you know, before. Just I bought a condo there just recently. So, but I love being in the city and being in a dynamic environment. B, yes, there's a lot of awesome people. I mean, there's like a bunch of guys that were here, you know, from Miami.
Amount,
like a lot of my friends are there, and you know, see, it's easier to find more people, whether it's media buyers, business partners. You know, it's faster, and therefore there is more recoil.
Yeah,
and it's good.
Yeah,
like you gotta stay dynamic
for sure. Lots of dynamics. I love it. I feel like it's easier to penetrate the social networks there too than it is like in New York, where there's like old money and all that stuff. It's like it's tighter to get in there, you know.
Yeah, I kind of got sick of my neighbors being like, you know, on the deathbed. So.
Oh man, that's crazy. So another question. Obviously, we have a lot of different people, audience watchers. You have some people who've been doing this for a while. You got some newbies coming in. I feel like this is I feel like ecom's been a little different. Ecom's been a little stronger than lead gen. Lead gen's been all over the damn place.
Yeah, well, so look, everything is cyclical.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, remember, like, again, there's a solar was like big, auto insurance was big. Now it's sort of coming back. You know, then like refi, when interest rates were like near zero, refi was huge. You know, so everything is cyclical. Same with ecom. You know, ecom, like Q4, I think it's like 70% of their business. Same as, I'm pretty sure that in like VSL, so diet is a big product, for example, right? Q1, like New Year's resolutions, you know, people want to lose weight.
Yeah.
So Q1s are huge. That's when, you know, VSL networks make a lot of their bread. So yeah, I mean, like I said, just gotta go where the money is in the moment. And yeah.
So when do you know where I haven't found too many people doing both at the same time, but when do you know to make that switch? You know, following the money, they're always saying lead gen, the money's in. There's people who use a crush like auto, right? And then it fell out of favor. Now it's coming back, right? We're seeing that people use a crush and ACA like all fucked up right now. But like, when do you know to make? Yeah, when do you know when to make that switch?
Man, I mean, you're gonna start hearing stories, and you're gonna kind of like, if you keep pulse on the industry very well, which you should as the business owner in general, you should always keep the pulse on the industry and know what the hell is going on, what people are saying, where the trend is shifting, and you just gonna try and be ahead of the curve. That's really the key to it.
Yeah, what you said, and that you made me realize something. That's another, you know, another reason why I travel so much too, because shit changes so much. But when you go, when you're in these circles, you're in these rooms, you hear where you can get ahead of the trend. Is what you can do. You see where the money starts to flow. Or like, dude, I used to fucking crush this vertical, but like, I'm starting to see some shifts here. I'm starting to pivot a little bit. You can pivot a little quicker. And I think that's how you get your edge, right? And that's what I realized is true. That's when you go to these after parties, or we're at the Edition in New York.
I mean, yeah, like, and look, again, it depends on what level you're on, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, if you're like, for example, if you're like a newbie media buyer, my best advice would be go media buy for somebody. I mean, that's kind of how I started. I joined John, Jason, great guys. You know, Pete Cal, he taught me a lot. I freaking love that guy. And like it went like this, right? When before there was like 2 years to try to media buy, and it was just kind of like, no matter how many events I'll go to, it would be very like shaky. So yeah, like, just go reach out to people, and they're doing well. Reach out to me, reach out to you, reach out to somebody else. See if you vibe with them, and go media buy for them. You're gonna get so much further in your journey. You know, you can always go on your own and, you know, do whatever. But yeah, that's probably the easiest, smartest thing to do for somebody new.
That's a great answer. And that was really the question I was trying to get to. If someone new getting into this, what would you recommend?
And like think about it, like like people like me, like established affiliates, they already have relationships and presence in the industry, and they're gonna have way better deals than some newbie affiliate's gonna come in and get.
Yeah, and that's how you accelerate time frames. That's awesome advice, you know, and that's something that no one said that on the show. That you got to learn through experience. How do you get experience? You pay your dues. I mean, and you get paid too. You get paid. You learn. You might get paid what you think you need to pay, but you just fucking learn. Don't worry about it. Learn, and then the money will come, and then you create value as a result.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't just solely like focus on money. You have to focus on what you're good at and excel at it, and money will always follow it. Like 100% of the time, just trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process.
Trust the process, baby.
I love that. You've been doing this for a while, right? Many years, different verticals, different, you know, different product lines. What's the biggest lesson you've learned? Or if there's one big thing you have to, like, you're writing a book. Hey, this is the lesson I learned.
Test more things, I guess. Like, maybe like that would be the only thing, and try to build out a team. I mean, again, like just try to like be a good businessman, I guess, and don't just look at it as just the affiliate and just fly by the seat of your pants and like kind of like, you know, live day to day. Okay, actually, you know, even beyond that, here's it's not a lesson, but it's more like an advice. Like, when you hit like a really big campaign, and it's one of the best advice I ever got. When you hit like a good campaign, don't feel like it's gonna be always like that forever and start spending money like that. Be frugal. It's a great thing to be frugal, and you know, because you don't need to stroke your ego. You know, you gotta approach it as a businessman, right? And you have to, as a business owner, you have to manage your finance as well. If you don't manage your finances, you're just screwed. You goodbye. You know, so definitely have to have a strong, finance control and not get cocky and not think that this is going to be like that forever, because everything goes up and down. I mean, look, I had months when I make $500,000 take home, and then I had months when I lose 10 grand. And I don't live like I'm poor. I don't live like I'm rich. So, but it's just kind of like,
yeah, it goes back to what you were saying earlier. Instead of this up and down shit, use consistency, right? Is what I try to get as consistent as you can be.
Yeah.
That was a great answer, by the way, and especially in our industry, especially with social media and the definition of success, right? It's like,
and like I was having like doing the mastermind. I love what Anchor said. Flight goals. So he pressed upon the fact of investing and be smart at investing, and kind of like just take Warren Buffett approach. You don't have to try and be smart and like freaking trade things and go crazy with options and futures and think you're the smartest guy in the room, because if, as affiliates, we're kind of an adrenaline junkies, so I'm sure we're gonna be drawn to like freaking day trading and all this other shiny objects. But the reality is, just throw some, like, you made some money, hey, put them in the stock market, put them in like some ETF, SPY, doesn't matter, just let it sit there. Don't even look at it. And it's gonna pay, basically. That's how you build wealth at the end of the day.
Yeah, that was great advice, and I want to get him on. He's a little camera shy, but he was fucking, like, what he said that. Wow,
yeah, I love that.
He went that way, and that's a beautiful
solid mindset.
Yeah, and that's why he's so successful. He's going to continue to be successful. Success leaves clues. Yeah. You hang around people like that, and what you said, I think, is amazing, because no one said that on the show, but it's very true. We all get sucked into that, especially you have a good month. Like I've done it so many times, man. You've been when you places where, like, you say, hey, Dave, chill, man. But I'm all hyper. I got energy. That's one of my strengths, but it could also be your fucking weakness when you don't have impulse control. But it's just something that needs to be talked about, especially in our industry, man. We're used to these. When it's hot, it's hot, but you don't know. And rainy days come.
Again, like talking to Anchor, like what he said, he's like, dude, like, look at all the billionaires. Yeah. Where their money? Real estate stocks, right? Companies, real estate stocks. Yeah. Do they buy Lambos? And, I mean, if they're billionaires, sure, they probably do buy Lambos. But in the fairness of things, those are depreciating assets, unless it's like, smart purchase, the ones that appreciate the value over time, but doesn't matter. Don't waste your money on depreciating assets. Spend your money on appreciating assets. And that's how eventually you build wealth. Yeah,
awesome answer. I love that, and that's why I wanted to have you on this. I feel like you see things a little differently, right? And that's how you get your edge, and you go deep into things, right? And at this mastermind, you're adding a lot of value with different tools. Thank you. This, like you mentioned, the Napoleon thing. Like, there was so much stuff. So, I mean, it was great, really great. I'm glad, and you were very instrumental in helping us with this. We met last week in Miami, Soul House. We planned this shit like 2 weeks ago, and like, hey, why don't we do this? Initially, we were going to do a lot of speakers. Like, no, let's not
when
do
you asked me to be a speaker, I'm like, listen, it's a mastermind. Like, we all have to brainstorm the ideas. It's not, nobody needs to speak with all, like, not nobody. Nobody singled out needs to speak. We all as a group need to brainstorm, and that creates stronger bond. There's nobody stands out, nobody's better than the other. It's everyone's kind of on the same page, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that was huge, because I don't know. Even me, I was thinking I'm going to speak, and I don't know, what the hell am I going to say? Like, and then I can talk for a while, but especially with this audience. But us all on a round table, it was like popcorn, pop, one idea.
It was a lot of actionable items, which is what's important, right? Because like, listen, the reality of things. We've all been to conferences and speeches, and people will talk and talk and talk, and then you like came out of that guy's so great. He went on stage and he spoke. He had the microphone. He's so great. And then, but what was actionable from that?
Exactly.
When here and like what the mastermind was like, I don't even know, I lost track of time. It was like 6 hours maybe, right? There were so many actionable things. My notes are. Me battery's almost
I'm like
dying.
this, man. It's crazy. I can't wait to get home and actually fucking do this shit.
It's actually actionable things that you can take home, implement, and probably make money.
That's what it comes down to.
Freaking pays.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you guys, but people spend money coming over here with it. You guys, invest in yourselves.
And that's why I said, like this, events like this do need to happen more in the industry. Like, not where like, oh, let me just throw in an event so I look cool and get sponsorship from the networks, so they will pay. Yeah. No, it has to be genuinely coming from a good place to help each other, and that's what this was.
Yeah, it comes out organic. I keep saying it was really organic. It wasn't like no one had an agenda.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, let's be vulnerable. Let's share what are we crushing in? What do we need help with? And we all talked about it. Everyone shared. And I was really happy about that. I really was.
Me too.
Yeah, it's great.
Fuck yeah.
Let's fuck it. We did it, man. Beautiful shit. Cool, guys. Well, we're about to go. We're going to have a nice dinner. We're going to go party, man. We got to do another one of these. This is a little bit shorter, but this was concise. Hope you guys got your notepads out. You fucking, hit up Denys, man. How can people reach out to you, learn more about
Probably
you?
Instagram is the best way, to be honest, man.
What's your Instagram? You got an interesting title.
Denys Official.
Oh, but you used to have a different one, no?
I changed it.
I thought you had like some sexy name, Hugh Hefner. I don't remember what it was.
That was a different guy.
Some shit like that. All good. But great, man. I'm so glad you were here, man. This is a great event. Good to be on the show. Listen to what he said. Take some notes. Let's fucking go, baby. LFG fam, we're wrapping up day 3, Colombiacon. This shit was fucking fire. I'm with Denys Gonchar. This guy's a fucking legend in space. Get your notepads out. He's going to drop a lot of knowledge. Probably wondering why we got these hats on. We were just in Cubuna 13 in Medellin. The fucking place was on fire. That place was just, bro, it was fucking insane. We actually said this guy assumed the clothes and just put the shit on our hats while we're drinking the shot. We were doing like a mini interview and boom, he assumed the sale. I had to fucking buy the hat.
They're hustlers.
Hustlers, man. That's what it is.